to another Golden Hour Drip episode. I honestly needed this 3-day weekend. So 4th of July was super well. I hope that everyone had a really nice, safe holiday. And 4th of July is honestly, it's kind of one of my faves because for me, it's usually relaxing because in the summertime we're usually, we're baling hay and it's hot out and we're working, and like 4th of July almost gives us an excuse to just chill out, hang out, and put things, on the back burner for this weekend, which is really awesome. And I had to work Saturday, and which was okay. So I had a half day on Saturday. I worked until 12 and then I got off, and honestly having Monday off is amazing for me personally, just because Garrett also has that Monday off. So I only got really like a 3-day weekend. It's more like 2.5 days, but honestly Saturday was a breeze working. It wasn't any big deal. It was super fun, and it also gave me a little, time to reflect and think, oh, like as soon as I get work done, then it's like an even bigger incentive, like, oh, now it's the weekend, now it's the 4th of July. So Garrett and I had a really relaxing, chill weekend. We came, like, Garrett took off Friday, which is awesome because then he was able to get like all of his like hard stuff done. He has a couple papers coming up for his class, which will be ending, and he'll be done with his master's, which will be awesome for us because I'm tired of him studying. I know that, so we have like a bit of an age gap, which is fine. We are 3 years apart, which is kind of, I don't know, like when I think about it, it's kind of crazy because I mean, he's lived 3 more years than I did. Like, that's, I don't know. Sometimes when I stop and think about it, I'm like, oh, that's so weird. And I also, when I think about like high school and me being a freshman and him being like junior, senior, that also kind of just puts it into perspective for me. Like, oh my gosh, like he's actually kind of older than me. But I could, like when he first started working full time, he wasn't in his master's. He took a semester off for his master's. So I understand that like when we were like dating and he was going to work full time and I was still like having to study, I can see how that could be annoying because now I'm like, oh, Garrett, like let's go. And he's like, oh, I have a paper. And I'm like, so as soon as I get this paper stuff done, it will be way amazing. But so he was able to get all of his stuff done on Friday, so then and Saturday, so he had Saturday morning all to himself to sleep in, relax. And then when I came back Saturday, we actually didn't do a whole lot of anything because I was cramping. We went to Lowe's and we picked up some project items, and I'm so excited for this because I love our bathtub and our spare guest bathroom, I guess is what you could call it. I actually shower there more than I shower in our master bathroom. I almost think that our master bathroom right now for me, it's too big, it's too cold, and I can't just like sit in there. It doesn't have like a proper curtain. I don't know. It has a curtain and we're gonna change it to like a glass door, but I am not able to. I have this really bad habit. I know it's a bad habit, but I love to get into the bathtub, and like a shower bathtub. Those are top-notch, elite, my favorite. And like I would take that over a jacuzzi tub, anything. Like I love the bathtub shower. I love it. Okay, it's standard. I understand. But when you get in the shower and you turn it on high heat, and then you use the shower curtain to divide yourself from the water and the outside, so you're like in the middle of the 2 curtain showers, and then I can like read my book, and then the water can fill up the bathtub, and then I can open the curtain. But that is honestly like one of my favorite things to do. And our master bathroom is just a huge walk-in shower. It's a steam shower, which I love it. It's amazing, lots of room in there. But on the day-to-day basis, like we don't let the dogs get on the carpet yet because Rowdy is still potty training and she will pee on the carpet. So we don't let the dogs on the carpet right now, and they've been running and just like they shed a lot and it's summer. So like if I'm in my master bathroom, like I cannot look at them. I can't see them. I can't hear them as well. And so if I do the spare bathroom, then I'm able to see them. They can run in and out. I can call them, and it kind of gives me that like sense of protection, because Rooster and Rowdy, they're about to be the same size, and she's kind of been pestering him quite a lot. And then Rooster, he's kind of, you know, he doesn't want to be pestered. He doesn't want to play all the time. He's reached that stage where he's kind of getting out of the puppy stage, so he doesn't want to like roughhouse all the time, and Rowdy wants to roughhouse all the freaking time. So they get irritated at each other. I just want to be able to be there in case anything happens and to avoid it without like tracking water across my floor. So I have decided that I want one of those boards that you can sit in the bathtub and you have the board across it, and you're able to like read a book or have a glass of wine or water or tea, hot tea. And it's finally sinking into me that this is our home. This is not like a rental, you know, because Garrett had a rental, and although I could do whatever I wanted at my dad's house, I could paint the walls, I could do whatever, I didn't want to invest a whole lot because I knew that I wasn't going to be there for a really long time. And I think Garrett and I will be here for 5 years or more, you know. So I really have gotten into the mindset of making things your own, and also like investing in the space. Because what's the point of living somewhere if you're not happy with it, if it's not aesthetically pleasing, if it doesn't bring you joy? And so I was like, well, I think that I'm going to make the spare bathroom kind of like my spa bathroom. So I want this like partition board to go across so that I can lay my stuff on there and like soak in the tub. Well, Garrett and I, we went to Lowe's and we were going to pick up this board. I had a few things on my list because we have a long weekend. I wanted to make sure that we got like a bunch of our mini projects done. Like we dented the wall already somehow. A dog dented the wall. It might have been Rowdy. But we had to patch that. And so we patched that little piece of wall, and we needed to sand it, paint it. We have the paint obviously because we just built this house. And then I had 2 big pots. If you guys remember, for my birthday I went and I got a beautiful Monstra. It's actually right here. This setup, it might be a little different than what you guys are used to if you're watching on YouTube. I added a piece of artwork above me. I think it's a little too high. And this one, the one that is up, is kind of a mess up. I was watching The Bachelorette and I did 2 of them, and one I like a little bit more than the other, and the first one that I did kind of had like a huge glob mess up. I don't know if you've seen the plaster art on TikTok, but I thought it was really cute. I wanted to try it. This one is actually the one that's hanging above me is the mess up, and then I added more plaster and I actually like it a little bit better. It still needs to be painted just a little bit, but I'm honestly really, really impressed with how it turned out. But my setup is for Be Your Own Golden Hour. My course that is launching is launched by the time you guys are listening to this, and so you'll be able to, if you want to join, be sure to check out the link down below, get yourself signed up, and we'll like have an amazing July journey. But yeah, my Monstra is in here. It's just in a plastic tub, but I have 2 Monstras. The other one I got from my mom, and it is actually, I chopped it down because it had such a hard winter at my dad's house. It wasn't really strong. It kind of had spindly like leaves, and so I chopped it all down, and right now it's like just under the surface, and I hope that it is growing roots and it's going to be amazing and it's going to grow. So I have 2 big plants, and I want them out on the back porch or maybe in this office full time. But then I also have some Secretia that I bought my freshman year of college, and it was kind of dead when I first got it. I got it for like 99 cents, really, really cheap, and honestly, like it was half dead. But I was able to like bring it back, which was my absolute favorite, and it is literally so like thick and voluptuous and beautiful, and I wanted to put it in a new pot, and so I bought a pot at the store, and it wasn't quite, there was no holes in it. I need holes in it, and so we went to Lowe's and we picked up a drill that is able to be for ceramic, and so we drilled some holes in it and I painted it pink, which is absolutely beautiful, stunning. I love pink, it's so pretty. And I am gonna put my Secretia in there. So I'm really excited. Hopefully it'll be super, super good. And then we will put that up front as well. So there's been like a lot of big projects, but back to the bathroom, we have like the board laying across, and I did not realize that there's a little footstool area, so like the board isn't going to be able to lay like straight across. We're going to have to add like a little piece to it, which is okay. Like it's a little annoying that when it goes straight across like I had envisioned, but that is more for like a clawfoot tub or something. And honestly, like we're gonna be able to put like a piece of the board and be able to like move it up and over, so then it'll still set in there. But we're also going to add some floating shelves above the toilet, so then I can put like my skincare there and maybe a potted plant. And I was also, when I was in the shower, I was looking above and I thought, oh my gosh, like it would be absolutely amazing if I could like have a shelf above my shower and put plants up there, and so that they could like trellis down, and maybe like some eucalyptus or like any of those trellis plants. I think that would look really, really super cute. So I'm kind of going back and forth on how I want to transform the bathroom. It's the only bathroom that we have sconces in. The other bathroom, like our master bathroom, actually does not have sconces in it yet. So we're going to add those in. And then I also think that I'm going to add a new floor mat, because the floor mat in there isn't as plush as I would like it to be. So we're going to add a few more fixtures and like make it a little bit better, a little more cozy, and more of a vibe for like a spa. Now the only thing that I'm like, you know, I'm gonna put all my really nice luxurious brands in there. I'm gonna put my best shampoo in my guest bathroom for me because I use it more and it's a bathtub. And then I'm gonna have a guest and they're gonna come over and they're gonna use it, and I'm like, oh great. No, I'm just kidding. But part of me is like, and when I say a guest, I mean like my little sister is going to come over and she's going to use all my nice stuff. Or my mom. I guess it's payback. But I'm really excited to just start putting things on the walls. Garrett and I, we are needing to order some photos from our wedding and put those up. And so honestly, like this 4th of July, we just did a lot of mini projects. And I'm also working on our beanbag boards because we're starting to get grass outside. It's starting to grow and become thicker, and all the rain that we got for the last 2 weeks was really good because we were able to put, like that rain was able to soak into our grass seed, and then like, I don't know, it's just become so much thicker. And honestly, if we did not get this last rain that we got, it would have been like dried up and dead. And Garrett and I are wanting to host a couple like parties at our house, like, you know, backyard parties. And whether that is like my mom and dad coming down from Iowa or any of our friends coming over, and to be able to like have the grass and lay in the grass, like that's what we're wanting. And so we're working on our beanbag boards. And Garrett actually, I had to pause this podcast because he went to Walmart, we got a color, and then we forgot that we're having denim bean bags, and we're gonna have to like have one bean bags be bleached or something so that we can tell the difference. But the color that we got like a green, and it was really cute. It was like a sage green, but it didn't match our denim, and so I had to like send it back to the store so that he could get the right color. But we are sanding down some beanbag boards to color them, and then we're also going to work on a Jenga set because I really want to be able to come home and not just like sit down in front of the TV and watch Netflix or watch something, because that's kind of boring. You know, if you go to work, you work a 9 to 5, you come home, maybe you like get on your computer, pull out your phone. maybe you watch Netflix, you eat supper, and then you go to bed. Like, that's so boring. And if we can't go outside, if we can't play, if we can't do the things that we want to do, then we're just caught up in the same mundane. So I'm really excited that we were able to like focus on these projects and try to get them done. We, like I said, our kitchen table is now white and our house is a little bit cleaner, and we are putting more of our stuff and organizing our stuff, and overall, like, it's feeling more and more like a home, and I could not be happier. Like, overall, it's just been a really good time trying to like fit things in here and find out that works best for us. And I'm going to be cleaning out our refrigerator to kind of meal prep and get everything in there. But overall, the house has been going really good. And then if you're watching on YouTube, you might notice that my hair is a different color. So I have finally, it has been since my senior year of high school since I dyed my hair. I had a bit of a rough experience. I had a very rough experience with my hair, and I honestly damaged the crap out of it, and it was horrible. And when I went to college, I decided that I was going to stop dyeing my hair. I was just going to try to let it grow, and it grew horribly. It grew really horribly, but we were able to get it together, and my hair has been growing back from last year, and honestly, I just wanted a change. I was so tired of how it looked. I was so tired of the ends kind of looking really dead, and I was tired of not having much dimension, and I was like, if I just put a little bit of bleach in it, it'll be a little better, right? So I bleached it. I went to, I'm gonna say this wrong, Delphine Spa. My girl Lexi there, she was super amazing. Like I said, I was very nervous to go and get my hair done because she, you know, like, I've had horrible experiences in the past, but she was honestly amazing. She was so good. She was so kind. I was there for about 2 hours. The spa setup is so cute. And they strictly, I say spa setup. To me it was like a spa because I got my hair washed, right? But it's strictly hair care. They don't try to do like a whole bunch of other services. They just mainly focus on hair and building that healthy foundation for you. And so I was like sitting in the chair. I was very nervous. I honestly did not know. I thought I was being polite, and Lexi said, she was like near the end, she was like, yeah, when you came in here you were very quiet, you sat there, and I was petrified to mess your hair up because you were so quiet, and I was afraid that you wouldn't like it. And I was like, oh, because near the end, once she had started to blow dry me, I was like, oh, it actually, like, it looks good, there's nothing to worry about, everything is okay. And then I guess I started talking like my regular self, but so I've been wanting like a money piece, and I did get one, and I'm so excited. So I got a little bit of a money piece, and then she dragged some bleach down my ends. I wanted more of a neutral blonde. I didn't want super warm. I don't really like the way a warm blonde looks on me. I love how it has turned out, and honestly it's given me like a bit of a confidence boost because I don't know, I just kind of stuck in my appearance, and I think it's important to like make those big deep dives into changing like whatever you want to change. And I felt like it was almost like a reward for myself because I have been focusing on my mental health and my physical health, and like I started working out in December. It was like end of November into December, and I started really working out almost every single day, and I have built that up, and I was working out, and then, you know, it's July. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's been 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been 8 months, which is absolutely crazy to me to think about that. I've been trying to focus on my health and doing better and making my body strong for the last 8 months, and really putting it on the forefront and making it a focus And like I said, I've not done it 100% perfect all the time, and I definitely have room for improvement, and I hope to really dial down in July and get myself a little bit further than what I have wanted. So it's kind of daunting when I think about it, like if I had to do another 8 months, but I really just started with, okay, one day at a time, like let's just do this one day at a time. So I kind of wanted to reward myself and kind of invest in my hair, because I felt like I've been investing in my body and doing all the good things and my mental health and moving forward. And I'm like, you know what, like I want a fresh start. And she did a really great job, and just like she recommended not having layers, because one of the things that I really just want is I want more dimension in my hair, and I thought that layers might be a way for me to get some dimension, get some movement. But honestly, it was making my ends look very frayed, and since I have kind of thinner hair, like my hair is not super thick, I have some hair, like I wouldn't say I have a lot of hair, but I do have some hair. It's not really thin, but my actual hair is quite fine, quite thin. Like each strand, if you like pull one apart, it's not really coarse. And so when I had that layer, it kind of made it look dead and dry. And so when she cut it blunt, and I have not had my hair cut blunt for a really long time. But I remember going to Naomi's graduation and having a blunt cut, and it was a little shorter than this, but I remember thinking that it made me, like, my face kind of look skinny. And I was like, so you think I'm skinny? But I was really happy with how it looked in that one point in time in history. And so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But I'm still holding on to like trying to grow my hair longer, like trying to grow up to my waist, and this has been a goal since I had to cut it to my chin. And so I'm trying to grow it a little bit longer, and I think with like the blunt cut, it is definitely going to make it look more, I don't know, thicker, amazing. And honestly, I know bleach adds a little bit of volume as well, and so overall, it just feels really good. I feel really good about it. I was a little nervous about Garrett because he was like, you can't dye your hair until you're 30. And I was like, here I am. And he actually really likes it. So that it was good all around. But I went to, there's a theory, okay? I don't know if you'll agree about this or not, but it's like a hot brunette will always be hotter than a hot blonde, but an average brunette will never be hotter than an average blonde. And so if you're an average brunette, then you should bleach your hair to be a hot blonde. I was like, well, maybe, you know, I would say I'm fairly average in this point of time. That does not mean I will be average forever. But I was like, okay, we'll bleach a little bit of it. And the next day I went to Firehouse Subs, and I don't know if it was my whole vibe or if I was just happy. I was really not wearing anything amazing. I was wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and I went up there and I was like, oh, hi, like, can I get a sandwich? Because, you know, it's Firehouse Subs. It's sub sandwiches. And the girl was like, wow, you're really pretty. And I was like, okay, that was weird. Like, nobody ever just like says, oh, you're pretty, like in the line to me. And I was like, oh, thanks, you know, like whatever. And then I went and sat down, and then a freaking man tried to pick me up, and I was like sitting on my computer, I was working, he came over, he's like, those machines over there, they just make me want to like press all the buttons and create, like, if you know, like soda pop, like if you mix all the drinks together, it's called like a suicide or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's, I was like, yeah, haha, I just got water, because I hate soda. Like, I don't drink soda ever. The only thing that I drink is like the ahas when I go and buy them at the store. That's why I always say, and Garrett just like looks at me bad. But I was like, oh, I just got water. And then I referenced TikTok, and I was like, you ever see the TikTok? It's like, am I better than everyone? And he was older. He did not understand. I don't think he knew what TikTok was. I don't know, like, it was just horrible. And then, like, it was a very awkward encounter, And when he walked out, he was like, all right, stay humble. And I was like, oh crap. Oh, because part of that, I had like my Apple Watch and like on. I was just on my computer. Like I just wear the Apple Watch. Thank you so much to Kenny's mom. And I was just sitting there. He's like, oh, like you think you're better than everyone. Well, this is what I do. Like you have an Apple Watch, right? And I was like, yeah, like you see it on my wrist. He's like, well, I like to add a whole bunch of friends, and then like I go for a 4-mile run in the morning, and I'm just like, oh, you did like a walk this morning? Well, I did a 4-mile run, and like I've already burnt so many calories. I was like, ha, that's weird. And I was like, well, I don't run. I'm not a runner. I am the girl who goes on a walk or lifts weights. Like I'm like, ha ha ha, so funny. And then he told me, he's like, stay humble. And I was like, leave me alone. He's so embarrassed. But so those are two, I have two instances, they were in the same day, where I was talked to by a stranger, and that has never happened to me before. Well, like people talk to me, but not like that. They don't talk to me like that. And I was like, this is a weird experience. So overall, I think the blonde hair is a total win. We'll see what my next, I think in the next, like maybe 2 months or so, I might get, you know, Botox, lip flip, unsure. But I'm ready to make a few changes, kind of reward myself, do what I want because I want to do it, not because anybody else wants me to do it, because it's going to make me happy. So, but very excited about my hair. Lexi did an amazing job. I'm so happy with it, and also she did it in a way that I won't have to go back for another 6 months or more. I think going to the hair salon every single freaking month is just crazy because my hair took 2 hours. Like I don't have 2 hours to kill every single weekend to get my hair done. And also she's in Kansas City, so that's like an hour drive for me. But so I got my hair done. Our house is getting, you know, shined up and polished. Oh, another thing that Garrett and I were doing this weekend was we were planning our honeymoon. So October is coming up. We're about 4 months away. Hold on, July, August, September, October. Is that how the months go? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 4 months. We have 4 months until Garrett and I have been married. A whole freaking year. That is absolutely insane. But we are planning our honeymoon / 1 year anniversary because of COVID last year. We weren't able to have like a huge honeymoon. We went to Kansas City, which was great. We just stayed in a hotel, and really that wasn't even a honeymoon. That was like decompressing, like from planning our wedding and stuff and just letting it sink in that we were married actually. So we were planning it. We pulled out like Airbnb and we picked a couple spots, and we were like looking, and we're like, oh, this might be good, this might be good, and we're just like trying to figure out where we want to go. And we had a spring break trip planned for my last year of college. My last spring break we were going to go to Colorado, and so we were like, well, do we want to go to Colorado? Lots of people go there, and I almost feel like it could be overhyped. Or we could go to Ohio or Wyoming. And so we're kind of throwing those 3 places around, checking out Airbnbs. And if you guys have gone to any 3 of those states, let me know. Shoot me a text, DM me, tell me where you went, if it was fun, if it was amazing, if you had a good experience, any locations that you went. Because I would love to hear them, and it would definitely help sway our decision, because right now, today is the first day that we've even looked at it and kind of decided where we wanted to go. So it's kind of exciting to plan these trips and kind of like think about, oh my gosh, we've been married a whole year. It does not feel like a year. It feels like just a second. It has gone way fast, and it doesn't even feel like a year has passed, and it doesn't even feel like we've been together for this long. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, we've been together for 4.5, 5 years almost. Like that is absolutely insane. So just a little life update for you guys before we get into today's episode, which is keeping your face to the sun. So it's it's being positive, and it's looking for the things in life that are going to make you happy and not focusing on the negative or the bad or the things that stress you out, which I know is easier said than done. Now, I personally, I've always been a more positive person. I wake up and I'm in a good mood, and usually like I can remain positive for the entire day. And it takes a lot for me to kind of get negative or bent out of shape. And if I do get a little bit cranky or negative, I still try to find the positive, because it's going to make me feel a whole lot better. When I focus on the negative and I'm only like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, that just makes me feel crankier. Like, it makes me feel worse. It doesn't make me feel good in any way. And when you just stew over that, when you just stew in the, oh great, like what if this happens, or I can't believe that happened, and what if it happens again? Like, if we just stew in that, we're only making ourselves miserable, and we're choosing that for ourselves. And it takes just as much energy to be happy and to choose the positive and look for the positive than it takes to look for the negative. And our brains, they're wired to protect us, and they don't want anything bad to happen. And so we're always looking for those potential dangers, because we want to keep ourselves safe, and we want to keep living, and we want to keep enjoying life. And so we have those instances where like, oh my gosh, this could happen, oh my gosh, that could happen. But when we just push all of that away and we think to ourselves, you know what, why am I choosing this for myself? It hasn't happened, it's not going to happen, and it's just like my brain trying to focus on the things that I shouldn't be focusing on. So when we dial down and we focus on the positive, it can be hard, right? But okay, so let's take last week. We were totally swamped at work. We had so many things that were going this way, that way, like it was a real mess. And the day was super, super busy. I was standing the entire day. I did not hardly sit down at all, and I was feeling overwhelmed with the transactions, making sure everything balanced, everything was good. And I was supposed to get off at 4. And when 4 came around, I had gotten one last person through my line, and I started to go through her deposit, and I was going through all of her checks and getting through it, and she had like 5 separate things, which wouldn't have been a big deal if I wouldn't have been so overwhelmed in the first place. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much, and I was like, I don't know if I can handle it, and I was like going through it, and I ended up getting confused, and I was like, well, and also like everybody does it a little bit different. For customers, they always they might have a different way of organizing their stuff, and so it's hard to like tell the difference between things and like figuring out what they mean by whatever they're doing. And so I was like going through it, and I got so like frustrated. I finally finished it. I sent her on her way. It took me 20 minutes. Then after that, it took me another 15 minutes to balance my own drawer, to make sure that all the transactions had gone through, and it was frustrating. And I went into my car, and I was so upset, and I just sat there and I cried a little bit. And it's okay to be sad in these moments. And I just thought, you know what, my drawer balanced. I was not off by any money. That's amazing. And I was like, 2. Garrett wants to go get sushi, so we're gonna go get sushi, and we're gonna have a little sushi date. And we went and we got sushi, and then we came home and we hung out and we had a really good time. And I'm like, okay, I could have let that whole day, like that whole work day, ruin my evening. And to be honest, and I got off late. I didn't get off until like 5. And when you get off that late, like you could think, oh my gosh, like all of this went wrong, like I'm gonna let it ruin my evening. But really, 5 to what time will we go to bed? 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours. 4 hours of my life that I could have wasted if I was just upset, or if I wasn't feeling good, or if I was just mad. Like, I could have wasted my entire evening. And like I've said many times before, we only get an extended amount of heartbeats. When we're born, it's already set in stone. Like we're only going to get so many heartbeats. We're only going to get so much. And there's a limited amount of seconds that we get to live. And so why let 10 seconds ruin like 4 hours? Why let 30 minutes ruin the next 4 hours? And so if you keep your face to the sun, if you just focus on the positive and being grateful, honestly, like I've talked about gratefuls before, but when we're grateful for the opportunities that we're given, and like right now to sit in front of you guys and to be able to chat with you and be in your ear wherever you're at, if you're like on a walk, or if you're driving your commute, or if you're hanging out and putting laundry up, like I am just so grateful to be with you and to talk with you. And like, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I need to record a podcast, this is going to take an hour out of my day, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get set up, or oh my gosh, like I need to build content for my Instagram, or I have to do laundry, or I have to pick up, like those are all abilities, those are opportunities, those are not just given to us. Like we had to work for the home that we're living in. We had to apply for the job, beat out the competitors to be able to go to work. We have to like do all of these things and to get where we want to go. And I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was like, man, if I think about like last year, I literally made my dream a reality for this year. Like we're living in our own home. We have 2 blue heelers running around. We have a backyard. We are meal prepping. I am the happiest I have been in so long. Like I literally made this a reality, and I didn't just make it a reality by letting every single little thing get to me or annoy me or focus on the negative, because that's not to be in a good mind space to like move forward and accomplish things. That's putting you back. And when we like procrastinate the things that are going to make us happier, procrastinate the things that take a little bit of work, take a little bit of time, and we can get bent over about it, and we're like, oh great, like I wish this worked, I wish that worked, like it's not, you know, going the way you want it to go. Instead, shifting your perspective and thinking, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe I get to do this. I cannot believe my body is able to go for a run, you know, and move in the way that I want it to move. And if I had like a thought, I can make something or do something that other people might not be able to do. And so just being grateful for where you're at and to focus on the positive. Like I could have been so annoyed that our bathtub doesn't have like 2 sides to it where it can like go across. But I could also be grateful, you know what, like it's okay that it doesn't go straight across, because then I'm able to have a ledge that I can put my foot on where I shave my legs, or I can put my body wash there. And so like getting creative with your situations instead of just thinking, oh my gosh, like this isn't going to work out because it's like this minor inconvenience. It's this little small thing that doesn't quite work the way that we wanted it to work or thought that it should work in this way. And so getting creative in your situations and shifting your perspective and just thinking, you know what? This might not have worked in the way that I wanted it to work, but if I can just, you know, move some things around, shift some things around, then it will work. And it might not be how I expected it to be, but it's going to be similar. And to an aspect, like it's going to have the same effect, and it's still going to be awesome and amazing. And sometimes last Wednesday's episode was about celebrating our mistakes and how we could have those mistakes, but they're in the end going to teach us what we need to know, which I would definitely recommend for you guys to go check out last week's episode. I know that I had a little bit of issues with last Monday's episode. Hopefully this one goes out without a hitch. But, you know, when we have those mistakes, so on Monday, when my podcast didn't upload, I was like, oh my gosh, like it didn't upload. And then Tuesday I tried to upload it. I literally had to upload it like 4 different times. Well, that gave me inspiration for Wednesday's episode. I could have got so upset about it, and I could have just not taken the time to think of the positives, which the positive of me not being able to get that episode out on time because one, our internet was bad and the audio is kind of just weird and it wouldn't upload properly, you know, and then it did. And then I was able to have something to talk about on Wednesday and share insight and knowledge and learn from the situation. And when we take the time to just learn about it instead of coming from a place where we're completely closed off or we don't want to be open-minded, learn about it. And that is honestly, it's missed opportunities. It's missed opportunities to get into a more creative outlook and mindset and like just change your reality and what you want to be doing and what you could possibly like be focusing on. And I don't know. I also think it's a lot funner to be around more positive people than people who are negative, who bring you down, and who don't have like their best interests in life. And honestly, okay, so I was watching The Bachelorette, and if you haven't seen it yet, if you want to skip over the spoiler, like you're definitely able to. Now there is a guy on there, and I forget his name, but he reminds me of a guy off of Tayshia season, which was Ed. So Ed and this guy, they have similar like attitudes and like their way of thinking. And so one of the men was all the other people, they said that he's not there for the right reasons, and he is, you know, trying to just take away from Katie's experience, and he wants to be the next bachelor, and that's the only reason that they're there. And there's one man who I really like. Honestly, I'm gonna have to get my phone and look these up, because I want to be able to use their names, and if I'm just saying one guy and this guy and that guy, like that is freaking not helpful at all. So I'm gonna go to Bachelor cast, characters, and stars. Okay, so Katie is the Bachelorette. If you didn't know, it's season 17, and we have Andrew S. Okay, he is amazing. He talks in a British accent every once in a while, but this guy is overall super positive. He doesn't let the other guys bring him down, and he doesn't get caught up in the drama, which I really like. And he's also super cute in comparison to, well, some other boys I don't think are super cute. But Andrew S is like one of my faves. He's really cute. He's from Vienna, Australia. Okay, positive guy. All these other men are tearing, ooh, what's his name? Scrolling down. Let's see, his name, he got sent home, so I don't think he's gonna, oh, he's not gonna be on here. I forgot his name, but he was seriously, like, they said he wasn't there for the right reasons, and he just wanted to be the next bachelor, and so she sent him home. Sorry if that was a spoiler. So we have this guy who reminds me of the one from Tayshia season. His name is Hunter. And Hunter was literally so mad that Katie took the time to work it out with this guy who she sent home, essentially. But she was like, this is, okay, let's call the guy that she sent home Jacob. Okay, I don't know. So Hunter, the guy who is like negative and who reminds me of the guy from Tayshia season, Hunter's sitting there and he is livid. He goes, this is such a Jacob thing to do. He just comes in here, he goes, I'm sorry I wasted your night. I just wanted to take care of some things with Katie. And he's like, that is so typical. He literally wasted 4 hours of our life. And he was like, I could have been making a connection with Katie, I was like, dude, all of his everything. I was like, that just seems, one, so whiny. Hunter literally sounded like he was a 3rd grader having a freaking fit, like having a little baby fit. I was like, that is, one, not attractive. 2, that's not a good way to be thinking about life. And what I really liked about my boy Andrew is he was like positive. He's like, hey, they had to work it out. I'm not going to get involved in the drama. This isn't something that I need to bring up. Like, it's not about me. I want to be focused on the relationship that I have with Katie. And I'm like, that's literally the way that you should be going about this. Like, you should only be focused about yourself. You should be positive. And I was just like, literally, dude, you are not. I was like, Hunter, you would not be my husband. I would think, absolutely not. Another one, since we're on The Bachelor, his name was Thomas. Who they sent home. Thomas is honestly super cute. I'm sorry, not super cute. He was not very cute, but they did send him home, so I'm sorry if that was a spoiler. But I really like Mike as well. He's a gym owner. He's really cute. He's a good godly man. He's very cute. I also think that I do not like Carl. He was annoying. James, the boy who was in the box. What a gift. What a gift. So sweet, so kind. I think Connor B, who was the cat, he's on the edge. I'm not sure if I like him or not. And then all the other boys besides Andrew are trash, straight trash. Aaron is okay, but I really think Katie, if I were Katie, I'd pick Mike because he's just lovely. And then I think that my boy Andrew should be the next Bachelor. But also, did you guys see that they added a new guy from Tayshia's season, which is Blake? Blake is like coming on to Katie's season, which they've tried to do this in the past where they're like, oh, they like tempt the Bachelorette and they're like, well, you could have this guy if you wanted, like he came in, he's like here for you. And honestly, like other people have not done it, but Katie was the first one I think who took the bait. She was like, oh yeah, I added him. So I'm honestly like, I'm kind of curious how it all works out for like the rest of the Bachelor, like the men who are there for her. Like I wonder how it's gonna all work out because honestly, if I were Katie, I'd be a little nervous. But having Tayshia, and I honestly, I don't know who the other woman is who is helping, Caitlin Bristow. Yeah, Caitlin. Caitlin is the other co-host. Overall, like it's going pretty good. One thing that I don't like is when they had like the second episode or something, they were all like cowboys and they were running around. Tayshia and Caitlin looked 100,000 times better than Katie, and that would be the only thing like I would hate for one of the, and I know they're married, but still, like it's like when you are surrounded by gorgeous, amazing women, like it's kind of hard because then like they think the men, I would be afraid they'd be like, oh, I'm settling for her. Like there's hotter women. Like obviously I can see Tayshia and Caitlin, like they're way hotter than Katie. So like there's hotter women out there than Katie. I don't know. I kind of like it where it was a male, you know, who couldn't kind of get in the mix and there would be absolutely no competition. You would be the only like beautiful thing there for them to like look at, you know? And so I don't know. I don't know how I feel, but I'm really excited for next week's episode to see how Blake kind of like gets into the whole group. But do you guys think The Bachelor is dying? Do you think it's still good? I don't know. Honestly, I just wanted to point out that that one guy, he just like did not have a positive attitude. He just was not there, and it honestly made him super ugly in my eyes because he was just negative and he didn't care, and he was just like freaking psychotic, and he was just really angry. And I was like, you could have avoided this by like me being attracted to you by not doing that. Not that he cares what I think, but I just think if you had a more positive outlook, then like the people around you are going to want to hang out with you more. And they're also, nobody likes a Debbie Downer. Nobody likes someone who is just like, oh, this sucks, or being super angry. And I think Andrew B has the right idea where he's like, you know what, like it might not be the right situation, it might not be super fun, but we're just gonna roll on. I'm not gonna focus on it, and I'm going to focus on Katie and I's relationship and move from there. And I'm like, that is exactly how you should be thinking this. You should only like, I don't know, it's such a touchy area because it's like, okay, we don't want you to lie about your feelings, and I think it's important to feel your feelings and, you know, go through those motions, but it's also like, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you don't have anything to add to this conversation, then why are you talking? Like, just keep it to yourself, don't say anything. But I don't know, I love The Bachelor. I think it's so good. Garrett and I, when we were dating, we would watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and we would like get Chinese and hang out and drink wine, which reminds me, we're coming up on 100 days of sobriety for me, which is kind of crazy. This upcoming Wednesday will be the 100th day that I have avoided alcohol. Now, the 75 days hard, we've kind of strayed away from that. And overall, I think that I've been focused on doing like a 75 days soft, where it's like, okay, I'm reading every day, I'm not drinking alcohol, but the 2 workouts a day, sometimes I feel like it's a little much for my body. Even like a walk, especially because I've had so much pain within my uterus and just like feeling kind of achy there. And so I don't know, I think 2 walks or 2 workouts is a little hard for me, because it's like 45 minutes of my day. And 45 minutes, it's kind of a lot, especially because I'm super active anyways, and I stand all day at work, and it's like, oh great, like now I have to go work out. So we'll see if I try to do the 75 days hard with the 2 workouts, but I'm still drinking water every day. I'm drinking close to a gallon of water, and I'm reading books, and I'm going to bed, and I'm following a diet, so I'm doing all the other things, but I haven't been drinking. And it's coming up on 100 days, so I'm not sure if I'll want to drink, or if I'll, like people who do 75 days soft, like they have alcohol like once a week, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to continue drinking at all, or if I just want to have some every once in a while. But honestly, I love my seltzers. I love the Ahas, they're so good. I love my chai, and I love these Celsius, those are super good. And so like there's other things that I can drink, and I don't know, I don't see really the benefit of alcohol right now for me, because like I'm trying to eat clean, I'm trying to focus on my overall health, and trying to be like the best version of myself. So I just don't think that it's benefiting me in this point in my life, and I don't want to have to rely on it for a coping mechanism or anything. And I just want to, like, I don't know. So we'll see. We will see how it goes, but I'm really proud of myself, because honestly it was hard. Like I even went to a winery and I wasn't able to drink wine. Like everyone drank wine except for me. I had a water. And I love a glass of wine. I love wine with ice cubes in it, and you're able to just like nurse that, and it's so good. But so we'll see. I have a float trip next weekend, and that was always a plan to like break my 75 days hard, which I've been doing 75 days soft and doing the 100 days of sobriety. And so honestly, like this float trip was going to be the weekend that I broke it, and we will see if I break it. We'll see if I we'll see. We'll just see. I'm really excited for the float trip. We are going back to the spot that we went 2 weeks ago, and we're going with our friends. And on the 4th was Andrew's girlfriend Rachel. It was her birthday, so she'll be 21. She'll be finally able to drink. So I am not sure if I will be caving into the drinking or not, but it should be a good time overall. And I'm also kind of excited to wear a new swimsuit and just hang out in the water. And it's gotten really, really hot here. We did drain the pool at my dad's house, and we filled it back up with water, but we need a new pump. So we need to like really focus on get a new pump. And I think we're gonna get a little kiddie pool here. Last year they were completely sold out of all the little kitty dog pools, and so I think now we'll be able to get one and then bring it here and have our dogs go swimming in it, because that would be super fun and cute. And also they get really hot, but Rowdy kind of likes playing in the water because she will always like scratch her little bowl of water. And I talked about how like in April, in May, she would like pick up her water bowl and dump it like a brat, and she would dump it. And so we finally broke that habit, but she does like playing in the water, so I think we will kind of continue that and maybe, you know, bring a pool outside. She got in the shower with me the other day, which she smelled horrible, and Rooster ran around and smelled bad today, so they've both gotten baths in the last 2 days. But Rowdy is finally clean, Rooster is clean. She hopped in the shower with me. I was able to scrub her down. Now, if only we could clip their nails. I've been working on trying to get them to clip their nails, and they're just not interested. They hate getting their nails clipped. So that has definitely been something that we've been working on. But I guess that's the end of this episode. Overall mindset, keep your face to the sun, be really positive, focus on the positive, and don't waste your energy on being negative, okay? So thanks for listening. I'm really glad that you guys came to hang out with me. And be sure to rate and review the podcast. I haven't said that for a while, so it would mean the world if you had any suggestions, if you told me what you like, you don't like. It would definitely help me greatly. If you don't like it, please send it to me in a DM. If you love something, give me a rating. But honestly, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, bye!